All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio Live FM. We are live with none other than California's own. We got Mad Pupp on the line. How you doing this evening?
Great, great. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. First and foremost, Mad Pupp, I want to say I'm a huge fan of your music, so it's an absolute honor to be able to have you on my radio station.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you're most certainly welcome, man. But if you don't mind me asking, because I know you're a busy guy, man, you're putting in a lot of work, so I'm going to cut right to the chase. I have to ask you, what made you decide to get into the music industry from the beginning?
Um, well, man, even as a kid, I was just always into music. I was, any song come on the radio, I know the song word for word, beat for beat, instrument for instrument. So I was always in that zone. And, when I got a little older, I got to hooking up with people with like-minded people, and we were all chasing the same dream. So with that, I was able to connect with certain people and actually step foot and try to get my feet wet inside the industry.
Especially out in California, man. There's like endless opportunities, especially in the music industry out there.
Yes, sir. Everybody's trying to be the man. Everybody's trying to be the man. So you get with the right people, and you can make things work.
And I also have to ask you, you are also signed to Scratch Gang Records. Can you tell us a bit more about that record deal, and how did that record deal come to be for you?
Actually, what happened was, actually I had left music alone for a minute, and Mike T actually called me. He actually gave me a call and was like, man, I need you to come and that's where I need you to come and spit on these songs for me, man. I'm putting together a project, man, and I want you on it. So that project actually turned out being Project Old School, where we just wanted to deliver some cool old school hip hop with lyrics, beats, and scratching, and all the elements involved. And so from that phone call, we created Project Old School, the mixtape, and then he already had Scratch Gang Records formed because he was doing his DJ thing with it. So we just connected and started putting out music from there like that.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did you actually first meet DJ Mike T? Was it when he called you? Was that the first time you guys met, or do you guys go way back?
Yes, actually, we're both from Inglewood, California. So actually, when I was young, actually in junior high school, he used to hang out with one of my uncles. So they were friends, and that was how I actually met Mike T. And then years later, when I got into the music, he was already the DJ for CMW, and somehow we connected and was working on the project for I Smooth 7. And so that's how we got back together, involved in music.
And I have to say, DJ Mike T is such a phenomenal individual. I had the opportunity to welcome him actually on the station as well, and he most definitely is one hell of an amazing character.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed.
I think that was probably me and Mike T. We actually chopped it up on the air, I think, for almost close to an hour and a half, man. But it was actually a really amazing interview. He gave us a lot of insight, actually, to the Compton's Most Wanted as well. So shout out to DJ Mike T.
Indeed, yes. He was there from the gate, so he's got a lot of CMW stories to share.
And also, you were featured in a song called Fuck That with Billy Dallas. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with Billy Dallas, and what was it like making Fuck That?
Actually, I connected with this guy from Boston named Jeremy Fitzgibbon. I hope I'm saying his name right, but I call him Jay Fitz. And he actually sent me the song. He sent me the song, told he wanted me to get on it. And so I did the verse and sent it back to him, and he marinated it on it for a minute. And when he sent it back to me, he had Billy Dollars on it. So I was like, oh man, this is great right here. It wound up being a beautiful project.
That's what's up, man. So I want to ask you, how can our listeners check that song out if they haven't? Like, is it available on all streaming media platforms?
Right now, it's available on YouTube. You type in "fuck that" 2B 2PENT on YouTube, 2B 2PENT, and fuck that, and it should pop right up.
And this one right here is probably going to take you way back. So we're going back to the 90s with this one. But you did work with Smooth 7 on his song Coolin' It in the Ghetto, which you were also in his music video as well. I have to ask
Yes,
you, how
sir.
did you get connected with Smooth 7 and what was it like working with him and participating in that music video?
Um, Smooth 7 is actually one of my best friends who's resting in peace right now. His name is SB. That's uh, that's actually his cousin, right? So SB is the one who connected us because Smooth was doing the music and I was doing the music. So he was like, "Man, y'all guys got to get together, man. Y'all both on the same thing. Y'all could, I'm sure y'all can do something monster." So he connected us, and "Cooling in the Ghetto" was actually it's crazy how it came about because we both had tapes of instrumentals, and the "Cooling in the Ghetto," the original loop, the original track was actually one of the instrumentals on my tape, and so we wrote the song to that track and recorded it for his demo, and it started taking a life of its own from there.
And if you don't mind me asking, was that the only work you did with Smooth 7 or is there anything else like actually available or in the vault?
Actually, no. Actually, on the album Ghetto Life, I Smooth 7, the album Ghetto Life, I'm on 3 songs on the album. So I was a featured artist on the whole album. And there are a few songs in the vault in the cut that never came out. I can't find them. I wouldn't even know who has them right now. But yeah, there's definitely a few gems out there somewhere.
And also, in 2018, you released the album called Big Homie Music. I have to ask you, what's the inspiration and story behind that record? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of that particular record?
Big Homie Music, again, another project I did with DJ Mike T, and just trying to keep something out there. And that one was for the older fellas in the streets. This is the big homie music. It's a young game, but we still got some older cats out here that's doing their things and that's still listening. So we wanted to create that project and put that out there for them. And yes, right now, Big Homie Music is streaming on all platforms. You can find it anywhere. Just type in Mad Pupp, Big Homie Music, or Scratch Gang Records, and you'll definitely find it.
And also, you actually did some amazing work with Dogman Compton. I have to ask you, how did you guys get connected, and what work did you do with him?
Um, when we were working on me and Mike T, when we were working on Project Old School, he sent me the track called "Those Ain't My Problems." So I had wrote the verse, and I was like, man, I want to get somebody on it. So he was like, I got the perfect person, and he introduced me to Dogman. So he sent Dogman the track, and Dogman did his thing on it, man. It wound up being a beautiful song. So that song is actually on the Project Old School album, and you can find that on thatpiff.com.
So everyone's listening, make sure you download that mixtape. I believe DatPiff is a free mixtape service, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, guys, so make sure you get yourselves a copy of that mixtape. Don't front, don't sleep. It's Mad Pup, guys. Come on, you gotta get it.
And there's definitely some nice stuff on there, especially if you're into old school music and you miss that feeling. It'll bring it back for you.
And also, a couple years ago, July 2018, you performed at the Coast to Coast live in Seattle. Live in St. Louis. My apologies. Can you tell us a bit more about that experience, and also what was it like being on stage during Coast to Coast?
That was really fun, man. It was really fun because it was kind of like an club, and I hadn't been in that scene in a while. So to get up there, and it was a real young crowd. So to get up there and do my thing, and for them to actually enjoy it, it was it was great. It was a fun experience.
And also, when I read about that, it was also a competition. If you don't mind me asking, like, did who placed first in that competition?
Um, a guy from St. Louis, I forgot his name. But he wound up placing first in that competition. He was pretty good too. Pretty good. He had a big old crowd there. So more than likely, he was destined to win. So,
Hey,
he had the big following there. He had big support.
truthfully, that sounds like a highway robbery, man. I watched the performance
Well,
on
it was
YouTube,
the
man.
home team, so most of the time it goes to the home team.
That's
And,
true,
and
man.
me, I was definitely unknown. I had just signed up for the show and just popped up and did it. So, at that point, nobody actually knew who I was, but I still left an impression. So that was cool for me.
I want to say I watched that performance of yours actually on YouTube, and I have to say you absolutely tore that stage up. That's why I say that's highway robbery, man. I think, and I'm not just saying this to you, man, because you're on my radio station. I really do think you should have placed first in that, man, because you tore that stage up.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I try to do my thing every time I touch that stage, man. I just try to do that thing, man, and give people something to see, man, something to enjoy.
And also, you did some work with Game Changer Entertainment as well, also known as Havoc, the mouthpiece of South Central Cartel. I have to ask you, how did you and Havoc actually get connected?
I was connected with Havoc through my management, through my manager Shanika Orange, and she had introduced us, and I had the song "Fuck That," and I was trying to get it placed somewhere, get some exposure. So when I met Havoc and talked to him about it, he was like, man, he was all with it and helped me out with that. And so he took the song and helped me get the video recorded and put it out on Back to the Streets, his mixtape. And man, helped me get it out there, helped me get some eyes on me.
And also, last
Yeah.
month you released the album Real Talk. I have to ask you, what's the inspiration behind that record? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of your brand new record?
Inspiration was just like the title says, real talk, man. I wanted to give the people something with a little bit of substance. I'm a hardcore battle rapper, so I stay talking my stuff. You know what I mean? But I wanted to give people a little bit something with a little bit more substance. Something with topics, few issues that we need to think about and talk about. And so that was the full inspiration behind Real Talk. And right now, Real Talk is streaming also on all platforms. Wherever you buy music, just type in Mad Pupp Real Talk and it'll pop up.
And do you have any hard copies available for old school listeners that still actually want to get a compact disc?
Yes, sir. I'm getting those available right now along with some Mad Pupp merch. So we're working on that, and I'll definitely let people know when those will be available.
So I have to ask you this, man. You are solidified in the music industry. You work with the likes of West Coast legends like obviously SCC, CMW, Smooth Seven. So I have to ask you, there's a lot of individuals that are really wanting to make it within the music industry, man. You know what I mean? I have to ask you, what's some great advice you can give some of these young up and coming artists?
Well, the best thing I can say, man, is um, stay true to your craft and stay consistent with what you're doing. Um, Quantity, of course, you always want to have some songs in the chamber ready to load up, and ready to go. But you also want to make sure you got good quality music for the people, for them to hear, man. Always have something good quality, and just stay consistent with it, man. Stay consistent with your craft, and man, you know, you can't go wrong, man. Hard work and dedication.
And Mad Pup, I have to ask you, man, what is next for you? You know, you just dropped a new record. What is next in the chamber for Mad Pup?
Um, Actually, man, I just dropped Real Talk, and I got another I got another mixtape loaded up called 2 Minute Drill. I'm just waiting, giving Real Talk a little bit time to marinate, and I'm gonna drop that 2 minute drill, and then right after that, I got another project sitting up waiting to go. We just gonna, see how things work out, man, and just keep hitting them with good music, man. That's what we about, man. Good music, and hoping the people enjoy it.
That's what's up, man. So, Mad Pup, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that comes on the station. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And, of course, your social media handles. That way our listeners can give you a follow and stay updated on everything Mad Pup.
Yes, sir. So my social media handles, you can find me at MadPup94 on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find me Mad Pup on YouTube, all my music videos. You can get me there. And man, I just want to shout out, man, to the whole West Coast, the city of Inglewood, all my people, everybody listening, man, to the fans everywhere that's messing with me, man, and following me. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love. And man, I want to shout out DJ Immortal, man, for bringing me on your platform, man, and giving me a chance to speak. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, I do want to say, man, you're most certainly welcome, bro. And I really did grow a liking to your music, man. I really have. And when I say stuff on my radio station to the artist, a lot of people are like, he's a DJ, he's just kissing their ass a little bit. But I mean that, if I look at it as if I don't like your music, I wouldn't have you on, man. So I really do like your music, and I really do like the formula you bring, because hip hop needs individuals like yourself, Mad Pup. So, man, keep making that awesome music, and I most definitely will keep spinning it right here on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mortar. I really appreciate you, man, and I'll be on you, man. You keeping hip hop alive, man, and I can't do nothing but support that. Nothing but support that. And once again, thanks again for having me on your platform, man.
You are most certainly welcome, man. Most definitely keep in touch, and anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out.
I got you. Thanks a lot.
You as well, man. Have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there.
Yes, sir. You too.